everyone, this is Chris with Elevation Construction. We're the construction company with an investor mindset because we are investors too. And we also have the property management perspective because we manage our own properties. We also know how to deal with tenants and all the maintenance and issues that go along with that. So today we want to talk briefly about home inspections and the importance of a home inspection. And a home inspection is definitely something that you want to get done. It's going to give you a nice picture of the condition of the property before you purchase it. Now, property inspections are very detailed. They're very long. Sometimes you'll read it and you'll be overwhelmed. Sometimes you might read it and feel, oh my gosh, this place is horrible. But the home inspector's job is to give you the best picture possible of the property. They're going to point some things out that may not be an issue now, but it could be an issue in about 5, 10, 20 years from now. Or maybe it's an issue now and it's something that you can use to negotiate when you're purchasing a property. So don't get overwhelmed. Don't get very nervous about it. Your broker should be able to discuss this with you. But if not, you can always ask us to take a quick look at it and we can give our opinion on it and help you out in that way. But what I want to do today is show you just a little bit of an example of how we were able to take a home inspection report and kind of show you the process from home inspection to us looking at it, to us ripping up a floor and seeing what happened underneath, to the renovating part of it. So I want to share my screen here. Here we are. So this is something that you'll see in your inspection report. On the top there, it's going to show you what the problem is. In this case, active leaks in that supply line. So the supply lines is going to be, the water line that goes from the water source to the toilet. As you can see, there was a leak there that they identified. This is something else, but it's, something we're not going to talk about right now. But what we want to focus on right now is that water line from the toilet, or from the water line down to the toilet. So let's go to the next picture here. This is something else that you might see in an inspection. Some home inspectors do have a device where they can measure the moisture in either a wall or the floor. So this one, he was able to measure the moisture on the floor, and he highlighted this in the photo here. So if you look at this with just a naked eye, you would see the toilets there. It's caulked. You have the flooring there. So you might not, just someone who's untrained, you may not see, oh, okay, well, it's a toilet. The water line's there. I don't see any water spots or anything on the trim there. So, okay, cool, it works. But the toilet is loose and there's moisture on the floor. So in our experience, what we found is whenever there is moisture on the floor like that, you run into issues in the subfloor. So here is a real life example. The first photos that we showed you of the water line, from the water line to the toilet, this is the actual house. So you can see on the floor there that, yeah, it's in rough shape. You can tell there's been some water that spilled on the floor here, and really you get LVP here, you got some wood floor, and then you got a subfloor under there. So it wasn't really maintained all that well. So what we did was, as we were doing construction, we opened up the floor. Here's another view of it. We opened up the floor and found that, I think I went back too far. Here we go. Yeah, so you could see the damage that was done. And you don't see this when the flooring is on top of it. So let's kind of go over this a little bit. You see the flange here that's all messed up from the toilet. You could see that over time that maybe the wax ring wasn't really there anymore. It kind of just dissolved and water was getting out and you didn't see it. It was getting between the floor and the subfloor. So over the years, it created all this damage and just all of this wood rot underneath. This could have been a major safety issue if the tenant had stayed in there and the owner didn't renovate. You look over here and you can see just how the shower wasn't really sealed properly. So you have all this black mold over here and all the wood rot. Just the subfloor was just in horrible, horrible shape. So we decided, we talked to the owner and said, hey, this is not that's something you can save. We need to really fix this. So we tore it all up. We put in some new piping and plumbing down here. As you can see, all this is brand new. So that way, all of this, whenever you put a new floor on there, you want to make sure that if you see any potential issues at all with any of the plumbing, that you want to replace all of that because you don't want to put down new flooring and then all of a sudden you have plumbing issues and maybe you have to rip it up again. So we replaced all of this. It looks really nice. And then we started putting a floor on it. So we took advantage of this opportunity. I don't know if you remember from the photos, just a couple of photos ago, that the area right over here was where the ladder is. That's where the shower was. So we took it apart. We moved the piping around underneath the drains and stuff, and we were able to put a nice small bathtub in there. And where the ladder is right now is where the vanity is going to go, and then the toilet. So this is kind of in progress, of course. We put this wall here too, just to create a nice shower surround. And here is the after photo. So we put the new subfloor down. We put a nice tile on the floor. We put a nice toilet in there that fit and it was appropriate for the size of the bathroom. The vanity was tucked away in the side there, which you don't see. There's a light and then a mirror there. And then you also have the tub with the shower surround and the new plumbing and everything. So this is essentially a brand new bathroom, new subfloor, new plumbing, new tile, new tub, new toilet, new vanity, all of that stuff. So you can feel confident that we won't have any issues. So this is what we talk about with, we're investors first. We have the property management perspective. We're investors first because what happens, like if you just put new stuff on top of old things, well, you're going to have maintenance issues. You're going to call the handyman out and the plumber out, and the next 3-6 months or a year, you're just going to have continuous problems. So what's the best thing to do for your return on investment? Well, the best thing to do is to do it right the first time. So you put all these new things in there, new plumbing, all that stuff, new flooring. You make it nice and new and looking great. And so it gives you two things. One, it gives you a nice quality product. And two, you're going to have a tenant walk in there like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I want to live here. And they're proud of it and they take care of it. And that's where our property management perspective comes in, because we want to showcase something really nice and we want the tenants to come in. So we don't manage your property, but we're going to renovate it for you. And we're going to make things easier for you if you're self-managing, or for your property manager, because they don't have to worry about maintenance issues going forward. So this is the type of work that we do. Like I said, this is just kind of a brief overview of one thing that you can use your inspection report for, and just to showcase how we use that and what we do going forward. So just to recap, the inspection report is just to give you a nice picture of the condition of your property. And then after that, after you rip up the flooring and stuff, you really don't know what's underneath there, but the inspection report would give you an indication of what could be happening underneath that floor. So if you got moisture in the floor, you can say, okay, I'm probably more than likely, not probably, more than likely going to have subfloor issues. I'm going to have water damage on there. I'm probably going to have to redo piping and plumbing. We're going to have to redo the drains. We're going to have to redo the toilet and the flange and things. Just kind of throw that in there and use that maybe as a negotiating tool with your broker to negotiate the price of the property. So anyway, we're Elevation Construction. Check us out, elevationconstructionwa.com. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you have any questions for us, you can send us an email to info@elevationwa.com. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.